Hey everyone, it's Eva Pierce with Coldwell Banker Realty, and I have Donna Romero with Supreme Lending again with us. This video is actually going to continue a kind of series that we started before. We did talk about mortgage ready. We did talk about down payment and where and how you can get this money. And this video is about your credit score when you're thinking, considering, or kind of on the path of getting your a real estate property. So credit score, we know already, you've heard somewhere somehow that is going to affect your interest rate. It's going to affect how much you're going to be paying off for that property. So Donna has a couple tips and tricks that I would like her to share with us, and that is something that you can definitely take. You can use it, and you can get yourself better prepared for your first home. So, Donna, what are the magic?
well,
magic you can do?
they're pretty basic, but I do want to say up front, I'm not a credit repair person, but I
All right,
can give you some
disclosure.
tips.
I am not either.
Yeah,
We are
so
not credit repair
we're not
people.
credit
No.
repair, but we can tell you some tips on how you can improve your credit. As Eva said, your credit score is very important because it is going to determine what your interest rate is going to be. So for those who are trying to improve, their credit, the most basic thing is pay your bills on time. If you've had lates in the past and all that, it's not forever. Just, dedicate yourself to from now and going into the future that you're going to be making your payments on time. It's very important. The other thing is if you have credit cards, be sure that your balances are not more than 35% of your credit limit. Um, what it shows is that you have access to credit. So it's very important that you don't max out those cards. So if you want to improve your credit, you could start looking at getting some of those paid down and get the balances down.
And also, if you have credit cards, but you're, I don't know, maybe somebody will say old school, you just want to use your checking account or cash because you just don't feel like you need. Well, you actually, it's much better, as weird as that sounds, actually, if you have the
To
cash,
use them.
use your credit card, pay for, use it for every payment that you make and just pay it off at the end of the month.
Right.
Because
Because they
that's going to
want
show
to,
that you're
yeah.
responsible.
Right.
You're trustful. You can use other people. Money, and then you can pay it back.
Yes,
Right.
it's just showing that you can handle credit and that you can make your payments on time.
Or that's the better way
It's
to
really,
say it.
yeah, it's really important that you do that. The other thing that's very important is say that you have credit card accounts out there that have zero balances, you haven't used them in years, don't be closing those out. Just keep them where they're at right now because again, it goes back to is showing that you have available credit. So if something should happen, you have access to credit. So don't be showing those out, don't be closing those out. The other thing, don't be going out and opening a lot of store cards. If you have a few credit cards and that, and you're looking and you want to get ready to buy a house, don't be opening up a lot of store accounts, buying cars and all that.
They will most likely approve you when you go to, I don't know, most of the brand stores,
right, to get
Sephora
that
or any
discount.
other. Just, yeah, you're gonna get 15% discount, and that's gonna hit the credit
It's going to hit your
correct?
score
Right.
because it's showing that you're getting and obtaining new credit. So lenders are always really worried if you're going to be getting a lot of new credit because now it's competition. They want to make sure that you're making all your payments. So hold off on the store cards for a while. That discount might not be worth not being able to get a
really
house.
not gonna be worth after all.
Yeah. So that's really important. The other thing, if you don't have any credit at all, there's people that are just kind of getting out there for the first time. If you have no credit, go to your bank, or if you have a credit union, go to the credit union and ask for a secured credit card. And what that means is they're going to give you a credit card, but you're going to put $1,000 down or $2,000
Your
down
own money.
of your own money.
Right.
So that makes sure that they know that if you don't pay, they already have
And
that
again,
for
the
you.
call is when you put, I believe it starts here at the local Bank of America. They have like even 500.
Yeah, sometimes it's as low as 500.
Start and just start using it.
Right.
Don't go 500 in the first week, but use as much as you can. Pay it off. Use it. Pay it off.
Yeah, but even small amounts, $100 here and pay it off.
Right.
But it's just going to start getting you established and getting some credit. I've seen other people where they've been able to rent furniture or rent something. It's just something that you can show that you're making payments that's going to get onto your credit report. Keep in mind, you pay electric and you pay your phone and all that, but that's usually not going to be on your credit.
Right.
So it's important that you establish some credit there. So those are going to be the biggest thing. Again, make your payments on time. That's going to go a long way to getting your credit there. Okay,
That's
usually
important always to make your payments on time.
yeah, but those are the main things that are going to help get your credit up.
To sum it up, if you can just kind of go with the list that you just talked
Okay.
about, I think it's
All right.
easier.
First and foremost, you want to make your payments on time. Second, you want to make sure that your credit card balances don't get any higher than 35%. Now, again, they can be higher than that,
Right.
but if you're really going to try to get that score up, that you're looking
The
at
rule
that.
is stay up to 30 to 35%. Right.
Don't be closing out zero balance credit cards. Just go ahead
Even
and
if you
leave
don't
them out
use
there.
it, even if you think you're never going to use it, just keep them at this point.
Yes.
Right.
And then the next thing is, if you don't have credit, you can go out and establish it with a secured card. One of the other things that, when you're looking at credit, lenders looking at credit, or your credit score is determined by several things. Your payment history, the amount of debt you have.
Right.
The other thing that's really important too is the mix of credit. So if somebody has a car loan and a credit card, they show that they can handle an installment payment and they can handle a credit card. So sometimes if all you have is all credit cards, then that can sometimes bring your score down because you really just have unsecured debt. And that means that if you want to file bankruptcy, it can just wipe it all out. So basically, if you can have a mix of installment and unsecured debt, that's really going to help your credit scores as well.
Okay.
So
just to mention one thing just came to mind. If just saying, if someone is to make a purchase from, I don't know, Rooms to Go for $2,000 piece of furniture or a set, and they pay $34 a month for 12 months, this is considered installment.
Well, it depends. If it's on a credit card or the store card, that's going to be considered a revolving, because that means they can go back and use it again. So there's the difference between an installment. So it has to be on their credit card?
No, it has to be on the store card. I'm trying to think which one is going to help if it's on the store card.
Usually when it's an installment, it's something like a car that there's a set amount and you've got to make that payment every month. Another installment is like student loans. You've borrowed a certain amount and you have to make monthly payments on that. Okay. But a revolving is something that, I've given you a credit limit of $1,000. So you use 500 of it, you can still use another 500 of it, but you don't have to use it today.
Right.
Or when you pay it down, you can reuse it again. So if you don't have a car loan, don't go out and get a car. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying if you're establishing it, you can get a secured card or you can get a credit card. At least that's going to give you a score. But if you do have car loans and you do have that and have a mix, that's always going to be better. It just shows that you can handle different types of credit.
And I think one other point that I think you mentioned earlier, if someone is to have a bunch of credit cards, little payments here and there, car loan, something else, do you recommend that if they have a sum of cash or they save enough, so they're like, I have money for my down payment or what I need, and then I have money to pay off these cards, is that a smart decision?
I probably wouldn't pay off. Well, it depends on how much longer you have on your car. Because if you have a car loan and you only have 10 months on that car loan, I don't have to include it in your debts. Okay, if it's 12 months, then I have to include it in your debts. But now we're kind of getting into the territory of qualifying. What we really want to stay on is improving your credit. Okay. And those are the things that you can do to help improve your credit.
So then if there are questions about should I pay it off or not, I usually say, go ahead and talk to your lender and make sure that you disclose everything that you have or you had in your financial history, so they can help you the most.
Yes, it was kind of part of what we said before on the Getting Mortgage Ready. We're going to look at your debt ratio and how much you owe and what you can afford, but that's a different conversation.
Right.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. Awesome. Well, I'm really hoping that the information that Donna is sharing with us, it's helpful. And if it's not, if you have a different question, we are here to help, and we are looking forward to talk to you about your future real estate purchase. So reach out. Eva Pierce, Coldwell Banker Realty, and Donna Romero, Supreme Lending. We're here for you. Have a great day.
Thank you.